Nintendo's next big game for the Nintendo Switch is of course Super Mario Maker 2. Now Super Mario Maker 2 is the sequel to the widely successful Super Mario Maker that released on the Nintendo Wii U, and a lot of people, myself included, were wondering what was going to be added into this version of the game. Now this game is releasing at the end of June, and yesterday on the channel we learned about a Nintendo Direct that was happening today, May 15th, for Super Mario Maker 2. So obviously we're going to get a bunch of information about the game and learn sort of the ins and outs of what to expect from this sequel. But would it be an actual true sequel? Would they add enough stuff into this to make it a must-own for Nintendo Switch owners? Well, the Nintendo Direct presentation just wrapped up, and as someone who was a casual fan of Super Mario Maker, there is definitely a lot of cool stuff to talk about for Super Mario Maker 2. They've added a whole bunch of new stuff. There's a lot of things that I really like about this game, and this Nintendo Direct managed to make my hype for Super Mario Maker 2 go from like here to like here. So what happened during this Nintendo Direct? What did we learn about Super Mario Maker 2, and what do I think about the additions of the game? Let's go ahead and talk about it now.
Hey, RGT85. Hey, Sean.
Oh my god, it's Stevie Richards! So the reason why the original Super Mario Maker game was a popular game is of course the ability to make your own Mario style levels. And that was a huge draw for people. A lot of people enjoyed creating their own levels, but me personally, I don't think I'm creative enough to make my own levels. I never really got into the level aspect building. I got more into the level playing aspect. That was the stuff I really liked in Super Mario Maker. Now, one thing that I really like that they have added in Super Mario Maker 2 is there's actually a dedicated single player story mode now. And basically the way the story mode works is Mario is trying to rebuild Princess Peach's castle, and he has to acquire coins, and he acquires coins by playing through various levels that have been created by Nintendo. Now obviously this isn't a super deep story, you know, it's not gonna have some gripping narrative to it. You're just basically playing levels and getting coins in order to rebuild this castle. But what I like about it is there's over 100 courses that you can play that were designed by Nintendo themselves to play in Super Mario Maker 2 during the story mode. So to me, that is really cool. It really gives you sort of an incentive to keep playing the game and to, you know, unlock all of these levels and unlock Peach's castle. I'm sure there'll be some sort of surprise bonus at the end whenever you get to the end of the castle too. So I really like that. I really like that they've included a proper story mode in this game. But of course you have to talk about level creation when you're talking about Super Mario Maker 2, and they have added in so much crazy stuff that it really almost feels like a new game. You know, Super Mario Maker was a great game, but it was definitely sort of limited in what you could do as far as creating your own levels. But this time around, they've really added in a bunch of stuff. Of course, the one thing that everyone was excited about, myself included, are the addition of slopes. Now, slopes really can add into the gameplay mechanics that can really change things up, so I think that's really cool. They've also added in on and off blocks. So basically, you can hit these blocks to switch from on to off, and it will basically affect different things in the level. So you could do a lot of different crazy things with these on-off blocks, so I really like that too. I think it's going to lead to some very creative situations. One thing that I was pretty surprised to see is a day and night sort of thing. So you know the Angry Sun? Well, the Angry Sun is back in Super Mario Maker 2, and he will be trying to kill you like he does the normal sun, trying to give you cancer or something from its deadly rays. And of course, Super Mario Maker 2 does have the Angry Sun in it. So I think that's pretty cool. You know, that really adds a layer of different strategy into your levels. But what's really interesting is there's a moon as well, and you can actually change all the levels from sort of daytime to nighttime, and the nighttime levels will actually have different sort of status effects. So, for instance, if you're playing the desert style level in Super Mario Maker 2, there will be like a desert wind that impacts the night levels, and it looks really cool, I think. I like that there's little deviations in the level designs for when there is the moon aspect being used, and I think that's a really cool thing. There's also going to be a car in the game because, I mean, why not at this point? And the car looks actually pretty interesting. And I actually noticed while I was watching this Nintendo Direct that there were actually two different cars, but they didn't mention that there was two different cars. So I'm sure there'll be a bunch of different car types that you can use in this game. Will there be some Mario Kart cars put into this game? I don't know. I think it would be interesting for Nintendo to expand upon that though. And of course, different things within the levels. You have different enemies that you can use now. You can adjust how the water rises. You can actually make scrolling levels where the screen scrolls on its own at different rates. You can actually do vertical and horizontal scrolling levels now. So they've really added in a ton of different stuff, and I'm sure I'm missing a ton of cool things and and features, but I was just blown away by how much stuff they've actually added into this game. The presentation did start out a bit slow, just sort of going over the basics on how you make levels, but once it got into the new mechanics and the new things that they've added into this game, it was actually very, very impressive. Now, one thing that's really cool is the styles of the games that you can actually play this in. You can, of course, play in Super Mario World, you can play in Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers 3, and the new Super Mario Brothers style, but there's actually Super Mario 3D World style levels as well. And it's not really 3D at all, it's more of 2.5D. You're still creating these levels on a 2D plane, but there's a lot of things that interact with the game that are being done in 3D. So it's really like Super Mario 2.5D World, but I do like this because there's different things that you can only do within this mode that you can't do in other modes. Things like the cat suit. The cat suit is available in this mode and it actually plays into the gameplay. There's going to be specific characters that will only be in this mode as well. Things like power-up blocks that will scroll along the area so that you can follow this path. I don't know, it's just like a really cool variety of stuff that you can do in the 3D portion of the game that isn't included in the other levels, and I think that's really cool. It really gives you incentive to try out different styles, and you know, like the addition of the sun and the addition of the moon, it really gives you a lot of incentive to get really creative. Now, one thing I definitely noticed though is some people are going to make some absolutely hellish levels. We thought Super Mario Maker 1 levels were bad. Like, I could see these being so much worse. Like, there was so many crazy things going on, and these were levels designed by Nintendo that they were showing during the showcase. They were not being designed by these sadists who just sit around for hours and hours and hours crafting these horrible levels that literally no one can beat without ripping out their hair, yet they managed to beat it so they can upload it online. Now, of course, there is online stuff into this game, but before we get into that, there is local co-op as well, and the cool thing about local co-op is you can actually create levels with people in the same room, so two people can create a level together. So if you have someone, you just basically take your Joy-Con, you put it off to the side, and then you can create your own levels with this person. So honestly, that'll help speed up the process. If you have a friend over who knows sort of your vision for the level and you can sort of tell them, okay, do this, I'll do this, I'll do this, I can really see that taking into account, you know, how long it takes to build a level, making that time much, much shorter. So I thought that was really cool. Now, as far as the online aspects are concerned with the game, they've actually improved them. And one of the things I talked about in my video yesterday talking about Super Mario Maker 2, an addition that I wanted to see was actually added in, and I'm very, very stoked about that because I think it looks absolutely awesome. So first off, you have your basic things like being able to share levels with other people around the world. Now, what I like about the level sharing is that they've actually added in some different parameters. So if it's a puzzle-based level, or it is a level that's an auto-scroll level, you can actually tag it so that when you go to play this level or you look at this level, you can know what sort of level you're getting into before actually playing the level. And of course, there's different difficulties. You can say that it's an easy course, a medium course, or a hard course. So once again, I like that because a lot of times I would play a course on Super Mario Maker, the original, and it was just like, no, this is too crazy. Like, this is a sadist level. I want to play an actual fun level that makes you think, or I want to play an actual fun level that makes you smile, not that makes you want to rip your hair out and then, you know, stick your head in the oven because you can't beat this level and you feel bad about life. So I like that they've added in those things. But the main thing that they've added in is the ability to play with others. And that was the big thing that I was saying that this game really needed. So there's going to be different types of online multiplayer. You can play it where everyone is working together and trying to get to the end of the level. The first person to get to the end of the level will then allow all the other people to get to the end of the level as well. And then there's competitive, where everyone is sort of racing to get to the end of the level. You can play with up to 4 players at once, and that just looks absolutely awesome to me. It looks so much fun. Obviously, these levels are going to be crazy, and adding in the fact that you could do multiplayer as well and see these people like trying these different things on the fly, it's just going to be so much fun. It's going to be so absolutely crazy. I'm sure there will be Nintendo voice chat used in this application as well for Super Mario Maker 2. They actually did not say or confirm that Super Mario Maker 2 would use the Nintendo Switch voice chat app, but like I said, if you're playing with friends or something, you'll just want to hop on Discord or talk on Facebook Messenger or whatever you use to talk with your friends. Hell, call them on the phone at this point and play this game because that's going to be a whole hell of a lot of fun. But really, there's just so much content packed into Super Mario Maker 2. It's just absolutely awesome to me. As someone who doesn't really like level creation all that much, as someone who likes to just play these levels, I really feel like you're going to get a lot of bang for your buck with this game. Aside from the story mode that you're getting, the fact that you can actually look at courses online and look at different tags and look at different difficulty settings, and then you can actually download those courses to your Nintendo Switch and play those Super Mario Maker 2 courses offline, not even needing to play online, it's just going to add so much replay value to that game. And of course, the fact that, hey, you could play this game on various forms of the internet like YouTube now, and you don't have to worry about Nintendo striking your channel. You can just play it all you like. So the fact that they included that online multiplayer just shows that Nintendo is listening to fans. Yes, they may be slow to react to things sometimes, well, a lot of the time, but this is a great addition to the game and really just sets the bar very high for this game. And of course, there's still a lot of questions that we have about things. Obviously, they didn't show their full hand. They didn't show every item that you can use in the game. And of course, where are the skins? Remember in Super Mario Maker, there were a bunch of different skins where you could play as different styles of characters. They haven't showed any skins yet, and I'm really curious to see what sort of skins end up showing up in Super Mario Maker 2. But all I know is I'm very excited for this game now. It's definitely going to be a day one purchase for me. I want to check out the story mode. I want to check out people's crazy levels, and the fact that they've added in so much stuff. I don't know, maybe I'll try to make a course or two myself, but it'll just be absolute crap, I'm sure. But those are my thoughts on the Super Mario Maker 2 Nintendo Direct. Absolutely awesome, so much information, and it just looks like an absolutely fantastic game. Oh, and they're doing something at E3, an invitational tournament as well. So that was something new too. So let me know in the comment section down below what you felt about the Nintendo Direct for Super Mario Maker 2, if you watched it or if you're just watching my reaction to it, and what you think about the game, if you're excited for the new additions. And as always, folks, thank you guys for checking out this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. Check out other videos on the channel, and as always, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.